We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a foo-foo page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust a human to raise back wolves.
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? We're back for another edition of Do Fools Agree. I am your host, Michael Reggie. As always, here with my main man, my brother from, what did we say? Same mother, different dad.
Listen, we say a lot of shit out of
Clifford Jordan Jennings. How you doing, Mr. Don't Follow Too Close?
Listen, I'm still waking up a bit, but I am here.
Well, considering you joined like as I was starting the intro video, I was about to run this shit on my own and like text people like, "Hey, who wants to hop on? Let's go."
Nah, we wasn't gonna do you like that.
I know. But saying that, anybody interested on hopping on tonight? We're a little light on topics, so if anybody wants to jump in, shoot me or Cliff a message. We can get you the info for the Zoom, and maybe we go a little food truck style on this one. We'll see.
I'm with that.
You down with that?
I'm
so we'll
with
see
that.
if anybody's interested. You know, we get people to stop by from time to time.
Oh, what the hell? Stop playing with me.
What's playing with you?
This damn computer.
Oh, no. We're about to lose Clifford.
Nah.
Is it plugged in? Have you checked your TCP IP settings?
I don't know.
You want this dog? That's a Family Guy reference. Sorry.
Oh. I don't know nothing about that, my brethren. Okay, are we good here? I'm hoping we're good here.
I mean, everything sounds good. I don't know what's going on your end, but it sounds wonderful, sir.
Shit keeps popping up on my screen.
Oh, like notifications and shit. Microsoft has been pushing some major updates like all week, so it's fucked with my work computer. It popped up on this one too this morning. Like,
them motherfuckers ain't shit. Them motherfuckers ain't shit.
You know, you right. So what's going on, man? How was your week?
Listen, I don't know what the fuck's been going on around here, boy, but
people been wilding?
Man, you know it, man, as they tend to do, but a lot more than usual. Shit, it was a high-speed chase down my street the other day.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were. I think I actually saw CPD talking about that on the news.
For real?
Yeah. I guess there was one earlier this week, and then there was one today.
Yeah, I heard about something today. It said something about an officer-involved shooting or something like that.
Yeah, and when the cop talked about it, it sounded like the officer shot first, but you know, they also acknowledged that may not have been the case. But the way he said it, I'm like, oh, so they shot first, like cops are wont to do.
Right.
But,
listen, I don't know what happened, but
I wasn't there. I don't know.
Listen, I couldn't tell you nothing. All I know is that motherfucker was going down he was flying down the street. He was doing at least 80.
On like Livingston?
No, on my
Oh,
street.
okay.
Like down my street.
Well, that's insane. That's a tiny street to be going.
That's
80.
what I'm saying. And they were flying. The issue is that when they hit that stop sign right there, they was going too fast and they hit the curb across the street, popped up and almost hit the house.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I know where you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was some crazy shit.
Considering I think I've slid and done that in like icy conditions leaving your house.
Oh yeah, no, this wasn't nothing like that. Now listen, I'm telling you, the people that was there, because the whole block was outside. I just heard it, and as I came to the door, because I had my door open, I looked down the street and seen the car like up in the air, right. And then when it hit, they was like, "Listen, they probably dead the way that hit." I didn't see it hit like that, gotcha. But all I know is, as fast as they were going, I was expecting somebody to hop out and start shooting.
So because I assume then that either nobody got out, or was the car like flipped over, or?
No, it wasn't flipped over. It wasn't flipped over. I guess it almost did. Like it was like the ass end was in the air and the front end was on the ground, but gotcha.
But came back down on its rear wheels.
They said one dude hopped out limping or something like that. I didn't see. You know me, I'm not nosy.
You didn't see anything anyways.
Listen,
you ain't no Takashi.
You know, even if I did, baby,
I didn't see shit.
You ain't gonna hear it from me. But I know that shit was crazy though.
That's wild.
Whole neighborhood outside.
Well, and everybody should be inside after the recent back to stay at home. I don't think this was an order. I think this was a recommendation. the way Franklin Public Health stated it. A strongly worded letter that said motherfuckers should stay inside their house unless they have to. But there's no like true restrictions. They're just, the curfew or whatever, I guess, from, I don't know, is it 10 p.m.? Some nonsense.
10 p.m. to I can't remember what the fuck it said.
Probably
What's
5
that matter though?
It doesn't. I mean, that's not where this shit's spreading. Don't get me wrong. People going to bars and shit like that, fine. Like, I get that end of the curfew. But this shit is happening, like, guess what? Everybody's back at work and school. Where do you think it's fucking spreading? Like, you guys can say, and the thing is that because kids are more likely to be asymptomatic, like, you're not necessarily going to catch all the ones that happen in schools and then pass it to their family members.
Right.
Like, that's, in my mind, my opinion. I have no data to back that up, but my opinion is a lot of this is driven by schools.
Who else has had any data to back up anything in this fucking situation?
True. I think it's interesting that our Republican state legislature has gone after the Republican governor in terms of what his authority is. I just find that entertaining.
Listen, that's once again that's beyond me.
I hear you.
That's beyond me, good buddy.
They basically passed orders saying that the governor they are trying to pass a law which the governor will veto that basically says the governor isn't allowed to shut things down. Oh man.
Okay then.
But I mean, again, it has to be signed by the governor to take effect, and it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But all I do know is I'm not even gonna admit to knowing that. I don't know. You hear what I'm saying? I have no idea.
I don't know shit.
Listen, I don't. I feel like the same way about the police chase. I just don't know.
See,
I don't know.
What happened was, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, because this shit, I don't see this shit getting any better anytime soon.
What do you like? What in particular? Like COVID or
the entire COVID, the infection rate or whatever, Like I don't see that getting any better anytime soon, and I definitely don't see people taking it as seriously as they did the first time around.
I agree with you on that.
You know what I mean? And not even out of necessarily out of the fear of contracting the virus, you know what I mean? But just the being fed up with the situation in general.
I'm over this shit. I'm done.
Right. And then
See,
having another motherfucker tell you what you can or can't do.
Right. That's what it really is the fact that somebody is trying to tell you something.
I mean, I don't disagree, sir.
I mean, I get it. I mean, at the same time, though, like, I saw the meme going around like, ha, joke's on you, DeWine. I don't even like 10 people. And I want to be asleep by 9 o'clock.
No. No, I don't know. You know, if it had, listen, if it has an old wrinkly motherfucker on the front of the meme, I'm probably scrolling past it anyway.
See. There have been some good ones, like
especially if I don't recognize them.
I had a friend at work text me one that was Cardi B going, or it had the lyrics for WAP, and it was, "There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house." And then it's got a picture of DeWine, and it says, "How many?"
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
There was another one with, what is it? "Bitches ain't leaving till 6 in the morning," and then it just cuts off, and it's DeWine going, "Nope." See, I could get behind those. I could get behind a good meme.
No political humor for me. Leave me out of it.
Oh, goodness.
I want to see the hoes in the house. I don't want to. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm too old for the hoes in the house, Cliff, and married, so.
Ain't nothing wrong with looking.
That's true. That's true. I won't disagree with you there.
You know? But what you got going on? What's your thoughts before we hop into this?
Give me I had one. Let me see what I got. Oh, man. All right, this one I saw something earlier this week. It was something on Twitter, and it was I think it was a tweet from Candace Owens, who's a black Republican. And she was tweeting something about the feminization of men, along with, and it was basically like a picture of men dressing in drag, and it was basically saying, and then so I saw that, and her basically just attacking this dude who was dressing in drag or dressing up or whatever. And then I saw a lot of like leftists saying, "Let men have feelings." And I want to call out that these two things are not the same thing. Because, and we have talked about this on the show in the past around the destruction of masculinity and how toxic masculinity and masculinity are not the same things. And there's a difference between being a protector and being a toxic masculine entity. And so it really just got me kind of worked up, because I agree with a lot of shit on that kind of front. Like and you and I have had this talk before. Men's role as a protector, as a hunter, as a, guardian, right? That is not in conflict with like men having feelings. Like I honestly feel like men can have feelings and still be protectors and guardians and not be, effeminate. And I know we've had folks on the show, I'll say Sam, because she's kind of gone after us on this front before, but like there's a difference between those two things. And I do think that there is a danger in society these days where men have been emasculated to some extent. And I'm not saying that it's like a toxic issue like I'm not like attacking women for saying this shit. But I do think that there is a point to it around the reason you don't see guardians anymore. You don't see, and the ones that are, you don't see good guardians anymore. You see the overinflated kind of toxic masculinity version, like that you see in cops and like, other kind of hyper masculine, and then you see like the metrosexual kind of version, like, and there's not a ton in between these days, and that I think is a problem.
I was just about to say, it's funny that you said like cops and all that, because I was just about to say it's like the people who feel that way are reserved to hold a specific title. Right. You know what I mean? Like a cop or a fireman, or, something that is in the face of danger because you feel like you're the protector or you're heroic in a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But everybody does it. That's not at least what I have been attempting to describe over the past. That doesn't always fall up under that. You know what I mean?
There's a difference between being on a power trip in the badge and like truly wanting to be a protector, and like having this term came up during our I think our discussion with Michelle and Chauncey in terms of what do you want from politics, or what do you want from leadership, and I brought up the term a philosopher king. There are no more philosopher kings. We've done such a job of shutting down science and shutting down and basically putting science over here, feelings over here, and then strong and strength over here. Like, never shall the three meet is kind of what we're doing right now.
Right.
And when, in my mind, a truly great leader is somebody that can take data, facts, all of that, be a protector to his people, and be empathetic with his people. Like, and right now, there is none of that kind of leadership that exists, period. I mean, so that's kind of where my stand. And again, this was some tweet that just kind of set me off on a tangent. So this is my inadvertent thought of the week. But, I mean, it really just kind of got me thinking, like, the way that I try to model myself, and trust me, I fall short on the, I don't want to say necessarily on the empathetic side. I fall short on the vulnerability side, like letting people see a weakness.
Right.
And because again, I grew up in a certain kind of neighborhood, in a certain kind of household where feelings weren't, discussed readily. And I don't blame my parents at all for that. I also think that I grew up in a sports environment where you don't show weakness on the football field.
Right.
You don't show weakness in kind of solo sports, whether it was wrestling or track and field. And I grew up in the hood with y'all motherfuckers. Like,
I mean, well, see, my whole thing is this, and you said something I want to touch on as well, but my whole thing is this, because it makes sense as to why a young lady would say that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she has every right to say that because so let's put it like this. Usually in a situation, the man is considered to be the protector, right?
Yes.
And now what we've done here, and I'm not saying that it's wrong by any means, because I am a firm believer, and I work with my daughter, that you should be able to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And this isn't meant to, like, the protector isn't meant to take that away from women. Like, that's not what I mean by that. Because yes, many women are perfectly capable of taking care of themselves and protecting themselves. But I'm looking at it more from a societal role than from an individual role.
But we'll see that. But that's the thing, though. You're only as strong as your weakest link. You feel what I'm saying? So it's gonna be individual in order to make it societal.
To an extent, yeah.
So my whole thing is this: if a young lady doesn't find comfort with the man or men around her to protect her because of a situation like this where she feels like masculinity is being targeted, then I feel like the only thing you can do is to speak out. It's like being on a fucking boat and your captain starts to break down in panic when it starts to get a little rocky.
Right.
Well, now everybody on the boat's starting to fucking panic because we thought you had it. You know more about this than anybody else does.
If you're flying and the pilot goes, well, shit.
I guess it's over for us. You know what I mean? That's going to strike fear in you because you expect that person, you're trusting that you're in good hands with that person.
Right. You're putting by flying, you are putting your faith in the pilot.
Exactly.
You are trusting that there are enough checks and balances that you're not going to end up with a Denzel flight situation. Although even in flight, he manages to save the day, even though he's.
I'm saying.
Now that's because Denzel can do no wrong, but.
I'm just saying. And apparently Tom. But it's just that simple. If men aren't gonna protect women, who are? You know what I mean? Like, of course, yes, you should be able to protect yourself, but when it comes down to it, brass fucking tacks, who is?
Well, and again, I think that this goes back to a lot of not just even women. Like, I mean,
women, I mean, generations, children. I mean, right. Everything.
There
Who's gonna protect everything?
Who's gonna protect either the marginalized or those that aren't able to protect themselves? And that doesn't mean women. It can mean the disenfranchised. It can mean
right.
Otherwise not able. Like, it can mean a bunch of different things. But there isn't enough. If there are good leaders out there, there's not enough attention on them. And unfortunately, the only strong leadership I've seen over the last couple of years has been from the youth. It's been from the 15 to 25-year-olds. It's we talked about the young man in Gahanna who basically told the school board to go fuck themselves and get their shit together. Like, I mean, a lot of the Black Lives Matter movement is led by a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a decentralized young leadership structure. Where
I don't know if I trust them motherfuckers.
I'm not saying that you have to trust them, but they speak in such a way that is unifying and such a way that is and to your point, yeah, it might be a bunch of white folks behind it, which, if it makes change, why does it matter?
It doesn't matter, but I mean, let's be honest. Do you think?
I think somebody is making money off all the Black Lives Matter merchandise that I see.
So, I mean, but we've had this conversation before as well. Like, so let me put it like this. I don't see any change. You know what I mean? Like, you had it hot for a good 2 weeks after the George Floyd situation.
Personally, I think it was stronger. I would think it was pretty strong for a solid 2 months, not 2 weeks. But I'm with you.
It was hot for about 2 weeks.
In a lot of ways, it has died down, although it has flared up in spots when, guess what, shit happened again.
Well, see, I mean, but at the same time, though, I don't know that what you're doing is helping. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying.
Like, I honestly feel like a lot of that is stirring shit up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like we know, like we've talked about on this podcast an endless amount of times, that shit doesn't really work. You know what I mean? That going out and, yeah, you get eyes on you, sure. But what is it doing?
So what I mean, what is it doing? So what I will say is that in Columbus, you saw a massive, housing bill make it through in the fall. You also saw the creation of a civilian review board for the police. So I know you think that those kind of things don't end up changing things. I disagree.
I definitely agree with the review board.
So, but the reason that passed and passed like strongly, like we're talking like 80% in favor of, like, you don't think that had a little bit to do with the demonstrations and everything, considering the city council's been trying to get that done for 4 years?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it has something to do with it. I think a lot of it was people actually getting out and voting.
Yeah.
I think that's what even more of it. Like, I don't want to.
Oh, you mean voting, Cliff?
No, I'm saying just the stir, the fear that they stirred up from if we allow Trump to stay in for 4 more years.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you.
Trump's votes increased from last time.
In Ohio,
you feel me?
In Ohio, it did. And overall, yes, but that was because there was a greater voter turnout overall.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And even still, with that,
and he got smashed in the Electoral College and got smashed in the popular vote. But I'm
Right,
with you in the
because of
sense
all the
that
people that came out.
right, and honestly, that's not uncommon. Like when you have mass voter turnout, Democrats win. I mean,
Right,
at
and I
least in
feel like
today's current environment.
so do democratic issues, because you're not just missing out on that presidential vote, you're missing out on the person that actually gets to go through the ballot and see what issues,
Right.
you know what I mean, that adds up as well.
But
So if you
again, that
have,
comes back to, we've talked about this, like voting in local elections is what matters. That's what affects your day to day.
right,
Honestly, at the
right,
federal level, like I'm with you, like the president really doesn't have any power other than to fuck shit up. Like at the end of the day, like they represent us on the world stage and they can sign executive orders mostly around, you know, I'm not going to say inconsequential things, but over things that aren't going to hurt the everyman in Ohio, for example.
wait,
So,
rewind.
so basically, all I'm saying is like when it comes to a president is very much a figurehead.
Oh, right.
More than like somebody that's actually impacting your day to day lives. And honestly,
You ain't got Schoolhouse Rock me,
I know,
nigga. I know it.
But what I'm saying is like is vehemently as I have spoken against Trump, it was because he made us an embarrassment on the world stage. Like we are supposed to be, if America is as great as people say it is, we are supposed to be leaders on the world stage, not isolationists, not propping up dictators. Like, so fine. That's over with. We don't ever have to. Well, we'll see. He's actively trying to undermine the election as we talk. But, anyways, what I was saying though is voting in local elections is what matters. Like that's what actually impacts your day to day life.
Right. No, I agree.
So,
I agree.
but the problem is that you know the average. I'm not going to say the average. Disenfranchised voters will not come out unless it's a major election.
Right.
And that's part of the problem is because if you don't vote down ballot and you don't vote local, you have less impact at the national stage because guess what? You're going to be outnumbered.
Right.
But if you build up the local, and this is the same thing that I said about like third party candidates. If you truly want a third party candidate to be viable in our lifetime, you better start voting for them at the state and local level first. Because that's the only way it happens. Because that's the only way you build them up.
But listen, we already had that conversation too, and not to get too deep into it because, you know, politics just turns me off. But the same conversation that we had before is it goes to show how many people, well, I don't even see us getting to that point because like I said before, if Biden gets into office and after these 4 more years shit doesn't happen,
right,
I think you're going to see it drop in a lot of voting altogether because that number goes to show
that's kind of what happened after Obama, right?
Right. It goes to show that it's if it doesn't work, motherfuckers ain't coming out to do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, that's
this
why
election
that's why
lets you know that.
That's why you saw low voter turnout after the Obama, even the Obama-Romney election. There wasn't great turnout, but for Hillary and Trump, everybody was like, "Nah, I don't like either one of these motherfuckers. So why should I vote?" So I get that.
And then let's be honest. I mean, other than what do you call it? What's the politically correct? Other than the divisiveness of the country, I didn't mind the motherfucker being in office.
Yeah, it didn't. I will say,
didn't mind him at all.
And you know, I looked at my wife like 2 weeks ago through, or what is this, the 20th now, 3 weeks ago, and I said, you know what? At the end of the day, we're upper middle class and white. We're fine.
Listen, I mean,
it doesn't really matter who's in office. We know we're okay. Like,
right. But I mean that goes to show though that listen.
I hear you.
You can have a saint like Obama, and then you can have a devil like Trump, and it doesn't change the day to day for most people.
And I get
so it's like regardless of who I vote for, tell me why.
Right.
You know what I mean? Tell me why I should. And this is one of those situations where you might have pulled the wool over motherfuckers' eyes once again, but I don't see it happening a third time.
So the only reason, like, I will tell you, the only thing that we felt strong. I mean, not only. The only thing I felt strongly about in this house is I have family members, and Shar has good close friends that are LGBTQ.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is a risk to their status as being married or their relationships being recognized, that has real world consequences. So while Trump, kind of vocally supported that, but also behind the scenes put somebody like Amy Barrett on the Supreme Court that could overturn, same-sex marriage, that's a big deal. And so from that regard, no, that doesn't impact me because, again, I'm a upper middle class heterosexual white male.
Right.
Again, the system was designed for me. And now I make enough to feel guilty about it. But that's where it's different from, that's the only thing that we really, it's how does it impact the people you know and love. So.
Right.
All right. I'm with you. Let's get off this topic because it's annoying me. I got one more inadvertent thought unless you got one you want to jump in on.
Nah, what's yours?
All right. So my other one was, this is a little more fun, and it may play into one of our topics.
Okay.
So I was doing some thinking, and I had one of those moments where I'm like, that's not appropriate. Like something we used to say back in the day.
What would make you say to yourself that that's not appropriate?
So it goes.
That doesn't cross my mind. Like I don't ever stop and say, "Now that was a little."
This is why it's tiring being woke, Cliff. So
listen, I'm awake. I just.
So the phrase that came to my mind, and it's the old men objectifying women, and I'll call that out. Like it's not good. But the phrase was, "I'd hit that." And that's a very objectifying comment to make. Like, yeah, I'd tap that ass. I'd hit that. Like, all that shit. I need to come up with... What I want is us to come up with a phrase that means, yes, I am sexually attracted to her, but would only approach sexual relations if there's a mutual interest.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, give me a second.
That would replace I'd tap that or I'd hit that or any variation thereon. So, What's a phrase we could come up with that is a little less objectifying, but maybe it is just, yes, I am sexually attracted to that. In my best white guy voice.
I was about to say, listen, you know what? You almost got me. Because I almost said something and then I thought to myself, you know what? That's not appropriate.
See, you can do it, Cliff. You can do it.
Well, no,
I can tell you it's not calling her
just,
sweetheart. I can tell
I
you
would have
it's not
said
that.
it. I can't listen. I'm not about to say it.
I mean,
live,
just say it, man.
Live.
You just got to say it, dude.
Let me think, because...
So if you're out there watching us live, I mean, give us some suggestions. We'll read them off on the air. But yeah, so those were the kind of things that came into my mind, and I don't remember even why it came up. I think it was I was scrolling through ads on Facebook, and it was like, I don't know, there was some girl with a big ass, and it was like, oh, I'd hit that.
You know what?
Uncle Dan chiming in with, I'd let her hit this.
No.
I don't
First
know,
of all, the visuals. Right. No, she can't do that.
I mean, Cliff, don't knock it till you've tried it, but...
You know what? But with that being said, though, I will say that, no, still doesn't work.
No, it doesn't?
No. I was about to say they can smash. You know how dude be like, I'll smash that, and I'd be like, that works, huh?
I would like, maybe it's the I would.
No, I'm not saying that would be to replace I'd hit that.
Okay.
But when he said, I would let her hit this, I was thinking, well, she couldn't hit really. You know what I mean?
You don't have enough imagination, Cliff.
She might be able to smash. She can't hit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just can't see that. But I don't know. A whole bunch of things popped in my mind when you said that. Just, and it's not like these, I don't know, maybe they would fit, don't make sense, but when you said that, the first thing that popped into my mind was RSVP. And I don't know why. And then the next thing that popped into my mind was like a notary.
So wait, say that again. So you would
I don't know what that is. It's like it almost like that. What's that game where you say somebody says a word or something and you say the first thing that comes to mind. The first
like
thing that popped in my mind when you said that was RSVP.
I'd RSVP. Is that what you're getting at?
Does that work?
I don't know. I kind of like it. I'd RSVP.
Right.
Because that means, like, if she invited me, yeah, I'd RSVP.
Right.
I like
right.
that.
That's why. That's the first thing that
agree, motherfucker.
Listen.
I'd RSVP.
You might have got it.
I do want to chime in. So the chat went off a little bit. The Rita chiming in with, "Oh yes, she can." I think that's in response to I can't.
Well, I don't know if you can.
No comment. So Malcolm chiming in with, "Ain't nobody smashing or hitting me," and I beg to differ.
Oh,
I
Malcolm,
think if your wife wanted to, you would say yes because I've seen her.
Listen, I'm sure Malcolm's been hit and smashed.
Oh man, it's always so great when he can't defend himself, especially since our preferred channel is the audio and nobody can see what he's saying.
How about that?
So what are there other phrases that we should look to retire? I do like I'd RSVP. I think that is a brilliant compromise because I think it is saying, yes, if she invited me to the party, I'm going to
let her know all it's in.
Yeah, I'm in. I like that. That is a very that's one that, like, I hope the younger generation can adopt. Is I'd RSVP.
Just know where it came from. I'll the fool's props on that.
All right, so what do we got here? This is about we'll go from the 39-minute mark to the 40-minute mark, and we'll we'll clip that one out.
Well, we listen.
Can we do a 5-minute clip out on that one? Hashtag RSVP.
RSVP.
RSVP. Here's what I want all the folks out there to do. If you're on Twitter or on Instagram, do me a favor. Holla at your crush and put hashtag RSVP on it.
Listen, I think I'm about to right now.
Oh man, this is one that I will take the time and I will go back and clip this out and add it to the channel.
Yes, do that. But you know what? That does kind of fall into what I was saying to you. Like, I have some words here that I'm trying to figure out the origin of. Where did these come from?
Okay. So let's hear what you got.
I think I gave
the one you gave me as an example.
I'm very fascinated by that. By blowjob. Where do you think blowjob came from?
So I will confess, I did some research, and there were a couple of different things. The one that I thought made the most sense is that it was slang used by prostitutes to basically indicate below, as in below the waist.
Oh, that's genius.
So it's a below job that was eventually shortened to blowjob.
I was about to say, because
I don't know if that's accurate, but that was an explanation that I saw while I was searching, and I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was brilliant.
I think so too. And you know what else it does? It throws off the scent for all the little new prostitutes coming out. They probably wasn't doing it right for a while, because I'm telling you,
they were just going.
Right, motherfuckers was like, "What the
fuck are you doing?
What the fuck is going on here?" I bet a lot of newly adventurous young ladies were very confused for a while.
Well, I don't understand. I thought they liked that.
Right. That makes so much sense. We are learning on Do Fools Agree, okay?
So, should we agree that that's the actual reason is because it was actually below job?
Well, what would cite your sources, sir? Like you tell me.
I
You
mean,
tell
I can't even remember where I saw it, honestly.
That's what I need to know is
I
what
saw
was
a bunch
the
of different. I saw a bunch of different references. Like there was one that was basically saying that. Damn, what was the other one? I don't even remember what the other ones I saw because I latched so hardly onto that one. That actually made a lot of sense to me.
No, that does. My mind's blown.
Oh, the other one is that at one point prostitutes were called blowsies. I don't know why.
That's all they were doing was just
I guess, but I mean blowsies.
Fluffing. they were just fluffing. They was like, oh, in my vagina. How dare you? Oh shit. That's hilarious. He said blowsies.
All right, we've killed Cliff. Mission accomplished.
Shit. Oh shit. So where did floozy come from?
Well, I think that's actually a derivation of blowsy as well.
Damn, somebody fucking with a cold?
Floozy. It took me a second on that one. Well done. Well done.
Somebody sucked a dick with a cold. Oh, that is hilarious. I'm hot.
What other keywords are we need to discuss?
I got
Do you have a list?
Sure.
This is
this
right.
is an easy one. Give me where you think like the exact and I know.
Oh, did you just pull a Mike in the sense that Mike hates your stepdad hates when I laugh while I'm trying to explain something?
Listen.
Did you just pull a me? Is that what you just did?
No. No, I don't think.
I think that's what you just did. You were about to explain something, and then you cracked yourself up.
I was just thinking about something. But I know this is an easy one. Well, I would imagine it'd be easy. Or maybe not. But what about bush?
I think it's just because it resembles a bush.
You think that?
I mean,
that's
if it goes
like, look at that bush.
If it goes untrimmed, it looks like a nice hedge, like you would put out on the front of your lawn.
Almost pissed on myself. He said a nice hedge. Oh shit! Oh shit! Shouts to Manscaped. Where you at?
Manscaped, sponsor us now, please.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right.
What about
this?
This
may
one?
be my new favorite segment, by the way.
I think so too. I think we might have to incorporate this. What about this one? Peckerhead.
Peckerhead.
What about that one? Give me something.
I mean, isn't that just the motion? Like,
you know what? That gives
like those birds that tilt back and forth, right? Like peckerhead. Or like a woodpecker. Oh, for those that are on the audio feed, we have lost Clifford. Clifford has died midstream, and he's now returning from the dead.
Oh man!
Well, you missed the follow up, Mr. Jennings. You missed
What's the follow up?
The follow up was the woodpecker because they go like this.
That's what I was more thinking of. Like pecking at a peckerhead had to come from a lady.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was like, he was just back there pecking with his pecker head back there. It probably came from a floozy.
It probably did. A blowsy with a cold.
Oh man. Oh shit. Oh, that's all I got for now. I need a break.
Oh, that's it. That's it. I
Woo,
was hoping for
yeah,
more
give me
from
a
that
minute.
segment. That was, I mean, don't get me wrong, that was funny shit. But
Oh man.
so, if anybody in the chat has anything that we should
Oh.
discuss the meaning of, feel free to throw it in out
Oh
there.
my gosh, that was hilarious.
Oh man,
Oh,
I don't
but
know. I don't know.
shit, keeping it on topic though.
I mean, so what are other phrases that we should retire and come up with new ones for in a
Retire and come up with
a
new
newly
ones.
woke world? What are some phrases
In a newly woke world.
like, for example, I'd RSVP. All right, I've got one for you. Why did dope? What's the colloquial explanation for dope?
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope is in cool.
Or dope is in drugs, or dope is in. I mean, dope has
Well,
a lot
see,
of
that's
different
what
meanings.
that's what I think it started from
But
drugs.
what did
You
it?
feel
But what
I'm
did it
saying?
originate with? You think it originated with drugs?
Yeah, no, I think it originated with like police or detectives or whatever, you
Okay.
know, calling it dope, like get rid of dope. And then I think black people adopted it as in like strong. You know what I mean? Like
Gotcha.
that's strong like dope. Like
So you know what's fucked up is that I have my 5-year-old son saying dope.
that's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, but nothing wrong with dope.
No,
you
I
know?
agree. I agree. There's nothing wrong with it, but like I did have some second thoughts about it because he used it like right back to me the other day. He's like, "Yeah, that's dope," and I'm like, "All right, yeah, you know."
Yeah, no, I don't think
5-year-old
that
little
there's
blonde hair,
anything,
blue-eyed white boy going dope. All right, I can feel it.
you know. I don't think. I mean, now I don't give me. I don't know what era that came from.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I
that
don't know if
sounds like
that.
at least the 60s, 50s, 60s.
Don't get me to lying to
It
you.
definitely shows up in that 70s show. So
Yeah, don't get me to lying to you. So
I don't
yeah,
know.
I couldn't even guess. But yeah, no, dope. Definitely. That's the only explanation I can think of.
Well, and I guess because Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, you have Dopey as one of the dwarves.
Right.
And so in the context of drugs, maybe it was because people who were on the drugs looked
Mhm.
like Dopey the dwarf.
Right.
And I mean, that's 50s. Like, that's 40s or 50s Snow White, I think. Snow White and the Seven
Don't
Dwarfs.
get me to lying to you. Once again.
What else
Don't
we got? What
get
other
me-
what other colloquialisms do we need to dissect? Like, where did fuckboy come from, Cliff?
Fuck boy, I think that was honestly, I think that was a derivative of like slang from another language. Like a translation of like, you know, like how somebody would say Rasclot or something like that. You know what I mean? In the
No,
in
I
the
don't.
English translation, like a how a Jamaican would say Rasclot, like
Okay, all right. Like, fuckboy.
right. I feel like that would be
Right.
the English translation of, and we just instead of saying that because that's theirs, we say fuck boy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I can get behind that. That makes
That's
sense.
that's the only thing I can think of with that.
All right.
I should have my PhD in bullshit.
You should, because you are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what else we got to talk about, dude?
Listen.
I mean, we've been riffing this whole first hour, so that's pretty solid.
Well, we're gonna get to these damn songs, but before we do,
Okay.
tell me about your bills.
Oh man, I was gonna bring this up first, and
You wanted to rip the Band-Aid off. No,
Did you see how they
I
went
wanted
up
to
though?
Huh?
Did you see how they went up though? Right before that, it was a great end of the game. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a phenomenal game. Like, it was a good game.
I feel like
because
oh no,
Allen hit Diggs on that fucking diving catch
in the
with
corner,
like
of the end
30
zone.
seconds left on the fucking clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got fucking mossed in the end zone. It was fucking Micah Hyde, who is he's a good back.
Right.
Tre'Davious White, who I go back and forth on, and then Poyer, who Poyer was coming in late, so I don't really blame him. But like Tre'Davious White and
there was no
Micah
excuse
Hyde,
for that
like
catch.
y'all are better.
There's no excuse for that catch.
It was just one of those disappointed dad looks. It was like, y'all are better than that.
Well, you know what though? I feel like from watching the game, that was the only outcome, because I do feel like there were a couple fuck plays that happened.
Oh no,
to the Cardinals.
Josh Allen should have been picked off 3 different times. That he only got picked off once in that game.
He got picked off twice, I thought.
Did he? So
yeah, it was
he should
by
have
the
been,
same dude.
My point is he should have been picked off 2 more times.
Right,
by
right.
the same dude, actually.
Well, see, the one,
so they didn't deserve to win that game, but like it was a good game for that. And honestly, the Cardinals, I think, are a better team. The Bills just had more breaks their way.
Definitely. Did you see that face mask? It was like it was a face mask. I think it was either at the end of the third or beginning of the fourth. Kyler Murray was scrambling around the outside trying to get away, and dude caught a whole handful of his face mask, put his head down and everything, no call.
Oh, so what I will say is there must have been a makeup call, because there was one later that he got that was not.
Okay.
And there were 2 calls against the Bills in terms of pass interference that should not have been calls. So, but that all being said, I'm willing to acknowledge, because I'm a defensive guy. Like, the Bills got away with some shit too. So
I think so.
At the end of the day,
I was kind of looking at that interception let me see it again.
Oh, the one that bounced?
Show it to me again.
That was legit. That one was legit. But I'm with you.
I wanted to run it back one more time. Right, I don't know about that.
Right, because it popped up like right into his hands, right? Like he did the roll in and spurted out. No, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I think at the end of the day, like I'm not mad about the Bills' loss there. Like I was irritated in the moment. Don't get me wrong.
Right, I would have been too.
Right, but at the same
time, you had it in the bag.
Well, no, and we did, and the defense fucking choked it up. And honestly, like he should have been sacked. Kyler Murray should have been sacked, and that pass should have never fucking happened, but it did. Right. And honestly, you know what? The Bills
looked
also
good that game too.
He was, yeah.
He looked good. Kyler Murray looked good that game.
And Josh Allen looked okay.
He didn't look bad. But what I will say,
I go back to he had 3 picks that weren't. Like there were 3 times where he should have been picked off where he wasn't.
He was folding receivers up left and right. I saw when I told you Josh Allen is reckless.
He is.
months ago.
He is.
I realized in that game that he's not just reckless for himself.
No,
he's all around reckless. He's reckless with his receivers. He's reckless. He's just
Beasley in particular. Like he sets Beasley and Brown up.
Man,
Diggs he looks out for a little bit, and Diggs is elusive enough that he can take care of himself.
He had a couple of them where he got up slow.
Yeah, he did. And honestly, here's the deal: is that the Bills are they're now 7-3, which is fine. That's a good record. They also have not had a bye week, so they're on a bye week this week, and I think that'll give them time to kind of rest up, recalibrate. Honestly, they only have to win 3 more games of the 6 that are left. So
hold up, real quick.
They got to split the difference on the ones that are coming, and honestly, they've got to play the Pats again. They got to play the Dolphins again. I think they've already beat the Jets twice. I'm trying to remember who else they have left on the schedule, but at the end of the day, like the Bills have a winnable schedule, and the Bills are going to win the AFC East. So at the end of the day, they're going to make the playoffs. My hope is that they can win a playoff game. I'm not even hoping for the Bills to get to the Super Bowl this year. I'm hoping for the Bills to get to a playoff game, because at the end of the day, that's what we've been missing. So as long as the Bills can win a playoff game, I don't even care if they make it to the title. I don't even care if they make it to the Super Bowl. I want to see them
just win a playoff game.
I want them to win a playoff game for the first time in almost 30 years, like since I was little. You know what I mean? Like the Music City Miracle, and then 2 years ago, and then last year where we fucking had 2 guys hit the quarterback in the fucking backfield, and he got out of it. Like, this is what I'm talking about.
Who was
this is what I'm
that?
dealing with. Shit, who were we playing? Was it the Texans? I think it was the Texans.
You said last year?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, that was a good game. And that's, as a Bills fan, that's what I hope for most of the time is a good game. And
right.
I do think the Cardinals were a better team and the Bills hung in there. So at the end of the day,
but y'all had it. Y'all had it won.
We did, and they should have won. And the defense, kind of choked up there at the end, but whatever. So yeah, that's the Bills, and I can live with that, and that's okay. Like I said, they're off this week, which is nice.
And then you said, who do you have? The Pats?
I think we've still got a game with the Pats and the Dolphins, and I don't remember who all else is left on the schedule. But we only have to. I mean, if we win 3 more games, we get to 10 wins, which is what I said at the beginning of the season we would get.
I think we got the Jets next, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see.
Either the Jets or the Dolphins.
Really?
I believe.
All right, well, let's pull up the schedule.
No, it's the Broncos.
You got the Broncos.
Yeah, it's the Broncos.
Well, let's see. The Raiders have Kansas City this week. They are the...
Okay, that's who it was. I knew it was somebody we played already.
It's the Sunday night game.
Okay.
And then the Bills are off this week. And then, let's see. Next week, let's see who the Bills have left. They need to win 3 more games. They're at 7-3. They should have beaten Arizona. They didn't. All right, they've got LA, so they got the Rams. They've got the 49ers. So they've got the Rams at home, so that should be a win. They've got the 49ers at San Francisco. That's a tough game, but it's a night game. And we don't perform well in night games. We've got the Steelers, which could be rough. But it's at home. And then we go to Denver, we go to New England, and we have Miami at home. So Miami and New England should be wins. Denver, we're at Denver. Could be a toss-up. We're at San Francisco. So we'll probably lose to LA, or we'll probably beat LA. We'll probably lose to the Niners. We'll probably lose to the Steelers. And then we should win the last 3 games, Denver, New England, Miami.
So it's at 10-6?
That would get us to 11. Or actually, if we beat LA, so that's saying we win 4 out of the last 6, which would put us actually at 14 wins, which would be the best Bills season probably in history. Because I think back in the 90s, they weren't playing that many games. So let's say we even take 3. Let's say we take 3 out of 6 there. We split LA and Denver. We win one of those. We lose one of those. 13-3 again is probably one of the best Bills records in the last in history.
You said you're 7-3 right now?
7-3. Oh, you're right. So that would get us to the 10.
Right.
So that's what we need to do.
10 or 11.
We need to split. Yeah. So I think we can get to 11, which still would be a good record for the Bills. Like I don't know that they've won 11 games since the 90s.
The question is Josh Allen
I mean,
James
honestly,
Harden?
he's not taking the kind of hits that he was early in the season. He's been a lot smarter about it this second half of the season.
Somewhat.
I mean, did you
He got lucky a few times against the Cardinals.
I mean, he only ran like half a dozen times, and most of the times he made it out of bounds.
Shit, I remember he got hit a couple times, but
Don't get me wrong, and he got sacked a couple of times bad. So are you talking about sacks, or are you talking about when he's running the ball?
No, it was like a sneak. It was like a not a sneak. It was a
like a read option.
Mm-hmm. And he just took it straight up the middle.
Yeah. There was one where he got planted.
But I mean,
for the most part, he managed when he scrambled or whatever, and when he had called run, like his
he
called
slid a
runs
few
are
times.
usually pretty good. Because there are a couple times when they go 5 wide, I'm like, oh, this is Josh Allen draw, baby. This is Josh Allen draw play. Let's go. And usually they like doing that shit. They like doing that shit on the goal line. And then he did hit one Tim Tebow play where
That
it was
catch.
the jump pass.
Oh no, I saw the
Oh, where it was the halfback toss throwback. Yeah, that was nice. That was slick. I like that.
He shouldn't have got that off.
But he did.
He shouldn't have got that off. They was weak for letting him get that off, but
all right, so what else you got, Mr. Jennings? I'm gonna get into this 90 songs and dirty lyrics. I think is what you'd thrown out there.
Yeah,
secretly dirty lyrics, because I feel like the songs that I thought were dirty in the 90s were dirty. Like, so I'm curious to see what.
Well,
songs
see,
you're
that's
gonna
what
bring
I'm
up.
saying. When I just found out that SWV song "Rain" was about getting nutted on.
Okay, so because SWV is a girl group,
R&B group. Listen, and all I'm saying is that was.
I see you, Dan. Sorry, Dan, chiming up in the chat because my math went way off there because I was thinking we were already at 10 wins.
You're
and
right.
Cliff called me out.
I didn't know where you were. I thought I was tripping.
It's all good. I fucked up. I'm willing to acknowledge it. It's been a long week and I've been drinking. So, all right, go ahead. Sorry, Cliff. The SWV song "Rain" being about getting nutted on.
Oh yeah, no, but when you listen back to it though, now that with that
already known,
I swear on everything I love, I laugh for like 3 minutes and 45 seconds straight. However long that song is, I laughed.
You were a big SWV song. Like I remember you used to be a big fan of what was it? I get so weak in the knees.
Yeah, no, right.
Is that also a blowjob song? Is that a blowsy song?
I don't know if that's a blowsy or a I don't know.
Or a doggy? Maybe it's a doggy. I don't know.
I was about to take it somewhere else. But listen, just listen to it. Just run it back. But when I heard
the whole point is you're supposed to tell us what the lyrics are so that we can interpret.
Oh no, no, this is a review at your own risk situation. I didn't
You're gonna make me look up lyrics to SWV. Here we go.
Well, you should know the song. That's a very common song.
I was not
There's a lot of songs on here that I wasn't.
Sometimes it's as soft as a misting rain that gently touches my soul. It cools the fire that burns in me, and I simply lose control.
Mm-hmm.
So just rain down on me. Let your love just fall like raindrops.
Mm-hmm.
Rain on me.
Listen.
Let your love just shower me.
You sound like Ben Shapiro. WAP.
You mean it's not WAP? I thought it was WAP.
You sound like Ben Shapeezy.
I mean, honestly, if you were using the way that the words are, it would be WAP. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Be WAP. Trust me, I've been doing fundations with my child for the last 6 months.
I don't know.
W, whistle, what?
I don't know.
Apple, ah.
So is it twat or twat?
Well, that one would be twat.
Exactly. So that one would be.
But
WAP.
I'm just saying, if the words are wet
about?
Ass pussy,
right?
It would be WAP. I think it is WAP, honestly. That's what I'm going to say.
Macaroni in a pot.
So what other after reading the chorus,
listen,
I understand why you laughed.
Oh, no, I mean through the whole song though, not just right there.
Oh no, I understand, but I like looking at it, and after like you have that in the background, I completely understand why you laughed through the whole thing.
That man, look, she was talking about sucking a dick. You was talking about sucking a dick earlier today. That's my guess.
Well, I go back to like 8th grade dances with like Next and Too Close. Like, How the fuck did they play that song at an 8th grade dance?
Listen,
Especially
that's what
at
I'm
a
saying.
Catholic school.
But I mean, think about Britney
Feel a
Spears
little
and all
ghost
that.
coming through on you.
They played Britney Spears like you're feeding Britney Spears to these young
What?
girls.
Hit me, baby, one more time, dude.
Hit me.
That video today.
Listen, that bitch is. I knew she was
So
crazy.
I
back
think
then.
you asked the question. I think you asked the question a couple of weeks ago about what would you masturbate to that's not porn.
Did I?
The Britney Spears video.
Oh, when you were
would be up
right, when you were a kid. Britney Spears.
The "Hit Me Baby One More Time" video, absolutely. That, you know what? If my wife were to put on a schoolgirl outfit today,
Nah.
that still gets me.
Now pass.
I'll put that music on in the background while she walks in.
Listen, I was always a Christina guy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Christina's a better singer.
I liked her better looking. She was just a little skinny, I will say that.
She
but
was
I
back in
rub
the day.
it
She's
right
thick
way.
now, though. She's thick now, though.
Listen, she's beyond thick now. That bitch, somebody blew her up through her thumb. You hear what I'm saying?
Be nice to Christina.
She's
But
beyond
Genie
thick.
in a bottle, I could get behind
This
that.
bitch looks like Dolly Parton
Genie,
now.
hey, there's another one for you, though.
And what was her name? What's her name? The chick, Anna Nicole Smith. That bitch blew
there
up
you
like
go.
fucking
got
Macaulay Culkin from My Girl. That bitch is huge now, boy.
She goes back and forth, but I haven't seen her recently, so I can't comment.
Is she Hispanic?
She's definitely got a little Hispanic in her.
Must be Mexican because she be retaining water, boy. I'm telling you.
But that's another one, though. Genie in the bottle, you got to rub me the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
That's what I'm
now.
saying. These motherfuckers was breeding little OnlyFans bitches from back in the day. They knew what they were doing. You hear what I'm saying?
I mean, yes, I do hear what you are saying.
They knew exactly what they were doing. And these are the young ladies that not to say the listen.
I mean, honestly, the only one that was wholesome is the one that's on This Is Us now, and it was Mandy Moore. She was one of she was one of the three. She was
probably
Brittany,
Catholic.
I mean, she's as a mom on This Is Us, I'm still very attracted to Mandy Moore.
She probably subscribed to that
girl next
Catholic
door feel.
sexuality.
Right.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's got that girl next door vibe to her. I like her. She's nice. I also couldn't tell you what any of her songs were. But I know she was in that same
I do remember
era.
one, I believe. I don't know how it goes, but I remember what the video looks like.
Okay, was it was Crossroads her or was that Britney?
I thought that was a movie and that was Britney.
Okay. Oh, I knew it was a movie, but I was wondering if it was a song from Crossroads.
Nah, Mandy Moore was in A Long Walk Home.
That's it. Or A Long Walk to Remember.
Right, something like that. A Walk to Remember.
A Walk to Remember, yes.
Where she had cancer or something. And
You're right.
yeah, I told you, Schmodown, baby. I don't. When it comes to these movies, I don't know a better man or a woman.
Shutdown is in full effect right now. They're about ready to head into their WrestleMania here in December.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. Got some big things wrapping up.
You said big things wrapping up.
Yeah, they've had a singles tournament where a rookie won the entire tournament.
What's that? Oh.
Basically, somebody that was new to the league hadn't competed until this tournament, and he ran through the whole thing.
Oh, like me?
And
like
so,
I would?
So
like me?
No, because he knows directors and like composers and that kind of shit.
No, I know Spike. I know Singleton. I know what's his
Ridley
name?
Scott. I know
George. I know them.
There you go. Anyway, so yeah, they're big right now. They're heading into their kind of WrestleMania here at the end of the year. What other '90s songs though? Like, I'm trying to think through. So we said Too Close. We have any song by Genuine.
but those were like once again,
But those are
are
overt, right?
right. You know what the fuck's
Riding
going on
my
there.
pony.
Now, did you know that Spice Girls was that
That's your
wannabe
shit.
was about them being a jump off?
Say more.
What do you mean? It was about them being a jump off. Read those lyrics. Since you want to read those lyrics and ask me what they sound like today at this very moment in time. Keep always gangster. It seems like I know how to pick them.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Okay. If you want my future, forget my past. If you want to get with me, better make it fast. Now, don't go wasting your precious time. Get your act together. We could be just fine. But it's the whole if you want to be my lover. Like, again, that's one that's a little more overt in terms of, what is it? If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you want to be my lover, you've got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
Right. Sound like a bunch of jumps. Sound like that was the apartment that you wanted to go to after the club was over.
I mean, in my youth, that was the volleyball house. So,
hey, that's all I'm saying. Motherfuckers was jumping.
No, that was Destiny's Child. They had the song "Jumpin', Jumpin'."
But touche, sir. But they weren't jumping. The Spice Girls were.
No,
well,
but yeah,
Spice Girls was jumping. I just found out that Red Hot Chili Peppers "Give It Away" song is about virginity.
Is it?
Yeah.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. That one?
Yeah. That blew my mind. I said, oh shit, those fucking pervs.
Well, you know.
And then who wants that anyway? A dead Arabian?
What I've got, you've got to give it to your mama. What I've got, you've got to give it to your papa. What I've got, you've got to give it to your daughter. You do a little dance and then you drink a little water. I don't know if I like that being about losing your virginity.
Listen, that's all I'm saying.
I challenge that, sir. I challenge that.
All I'm saying is shit was very wild back in the day, G. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, and I think that's the difference, though, is that it was a little more, how shall we say, it was a little more discreet back in the day.
That's what I'm saying, and now it's just
this
out.
Wet-ass pussy.
Right, it's just outward. That fucking Ariana Grande, that what is it, that 34-35 talking about can you keep it up, can you fuck me all night type shit. Like, bitch, you came from Disney Channel. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that you can't grow up by any means. And, you know, be adventurous, do your thing. Salute you, Miley Cyrus, handle your business. But like, it's just like one of those things where I feel like for that, like, okay, that's fine. It's fine to make those songs, but does that have to be the video? You know what I mean?
So you're saying that about Ariana Grande, but meanwhile, we are talking about Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, who did the exact same shit. Like, Disney has always fucking perpetrated, like, sex. Uncle Dan
but
chiming
that
in,
wasn't
like, that
they.
shit
But
goes
I
back.
don't even think that has Britney even just had a song just coming straight out with it, like, you know, it just fuck me all night type shit.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't.
That's why I was saying that they were like, it was like double entendres, and you know what I mean. And you hid the meaning inside of the song. You know what I mean?
True.
Now it's just like that. I mean, there's
out there. It's like, yeah, let's fuck.
You know what I mean? Just that simple.
Cliff, I think you and Keem should record a song just called, yeah, fuck it, let's fuck.
Fuck it, let's fuck. Just fuck it. Fuck it. All the kids are doing it.
Uncle Dan chiming in with, was there music after 1989? And that shit goes back to the Carpe Diem poems of the 17th century.
I believe it.
Right?
I believe it. But let's be 100. Even the motherfuckers back in the 17th century had a different way of speaking.
It's true. It's true. And again, it was all innuendo.
Right.
And there used to be a lot more... Even if it
odd,
wasn't
though,
that discreet, like
that was my inadvertent too. Isn't it odd that in a time where you could outwardly say anything at all, anything, nothing was off limits. Like nothing was off limits. People said the F word. People, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers had games called Smear the Queer. Like there, like you could say and do whatever. Black jokes. That's all I heard back in the day was black jokes and shit. It was, you didn't get in trouble for anything, yet people would, like you said, they would use innuendo. They would hide their meanings inside of their lyrics. And now in the most sensitive time that we're in, motherfuckers is like, fuck it. Just, are we fucking or what? Like, let's cut the bullshit.
Right. Well, and I mean, don't get me wrong. There is something refreshing about that too. And so I don't want to blast on the youth in terms of, you know, their music and blah, blah, blah. Like,
no.
It's actually refreshing to just hear like, y'all want some? Come get some. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not.
You're not judging on it in terms of bad mouthing it. You're just like you're reflecting more on the 90s like, where you felt like you could get more and
right. Like it almost seems like the correlation between the times. You know what I mean? Like in the number one thing that most people think, especially parents, is when they hear shit like WAP and the song that I'm talking about by Ariana, is they're like, well, my kids are gonna grow up and, you know, be doing shit like this. But let's be honest, they're gonna do shit like that anyway,
regardless.
Right? But
like you did, motherfucker.
but here's the thing though. The pendulum always swings back.
Oh no! So are we heading back to like ultra conservative like roots at this point? Is it gonna?
No. Well, that's what I feel like we're at right now.
Do you?
Yeah. I feel like that's where we're at right. Not conservative. Well, see, when you say and it's funny because when you say that and I say that,
I'm not talking politics. I'm talking like socially conservative.
Well, I feel like that's where we are now. Like, I feel like it's ironic, right? Because we're trying to include all. We're trying to be progressive. We're trying to, you know, but when it comes to the social construct, like right now, everything's so fucking uptight. You got to watch anything that you say, or it's like, oh, they might nail you to a cross for that.
I hear you on that point, but I also feel like it's weird because I think you've got both sides of the pendulum going now. I think it is very much a time where you can get away with saying anything, and also you can't get away with saying anything. So I'm with you in that regard in terms of like, and we've talked about this, I think, in terms of like stand-up comedy. Like, comedians can't get away with saying shit these days.
And I don't understand that because you make your money. You know what I mean? Nobody writes your checks. You make your money. So you know what? If I'm being honest, I feel like that's some pussy shit. I will not support any comedian that feels like they have to watch what they say nowadays.
Well, and again, that's why we like Chappelle, right? Like, Chappelle was on SNL, and I don't think we even talked about that. Chappelle was on SNL the other day, or what, last week or 2 weeks? It was right after the election, the week of the election. And he said some shit that I'm sure got some heat.
But I mean, he wasn't saying nothing that wasn't true. You feel what I'm saying? And Dave Chappelle's different because he is
also at a point in his career where he doesn't.
He's done right where I think he's done with comedy.
Yeah. Well,
like I don't
think he is. So the thing that I saw about him was like he is in that transition period from like almost comedy to activism.
Right, to the Carlin situation. Right, I get it, but
which means that's Dave. I don't want to lose you, Dave. Dave, don't like have a heart attack. Don't do any of that shit. Like, Dave, don't go anywhere. I still need to laugh, and you are one of the few out there that makes me laugh right now, so don't do it.
Listen, but that motherfucker, I don't think he'll let a motherfucker close enough.
True. Well, but Carl, I mean, it usually with comedians, it's not an outside force. It's self-destruction. I mean, let's face it. Like, most comedians die by their own hands before they die by someone else's.
But most comedians don't get to cook long enough to transition into activism.
True. That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
from drugs or something beforehand.
Right. Like, this is a path less followed first and foremost, and then the fact that it's less followed means that it's not that people don't try to follow it, it's that you're not good enough to.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, D.L. Hughley tried to do that shit. Bro, you're not good enough to. Right. Nobody wants to hear that shit from you. You were never that funny to be able to do that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least with Dave, you'll listen through a Stern talking to, because you feel like he's going to give you a gem or so.
And that goes
back
to
of there. It's going to make you laugh.
Yeah. And that goes back to his special after Floyd, right? Which was, he titled it, what was it? 8:49 or whatever it was. It was like,
right.
Whatever the time he had his knee on his neck.
8:42, I believe.
Okay. It was 8:42 or 8. I knew it was 8 something. But like, that was a Stern talking to, and it was legit. Like, it was not. I mean, don't get me wrong. He had some funny one-liners in there, but that wasn't the point.
That's just.
And honestly, his monologue on SNL was relatively serious and
right. It wasn't comedy. It was a talking to with a couple, points of humor, right. But it wasn't a comedy situation. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I respect him for that, because that's what we need. We need somebody who has transcended color to speak on those issues.
Yeah.
And although Dave Chappelle is unapologetically black, from his stand-ups to the Chappelle Show, he's captivated white people across the globe, not just in the United States.
Right.
So when you have somebody that powerful, I respect the fuck out of it when you're basically saying, I'll risk, future investments to say what needs to be said. And
exactly.
That's something that's absolute, but I don't see him. Once you cross over to something like that, I really don't see how you can go back.
No,
you know what I'm saying? You can't go back to fun-loving Dave Chappelle anymore, because people know how you feel, and people disagree.
And I think on top of that, I think he doesn't care. I think you're right.
Right.
If he
That's
cared,
why I feel like he's done with comedy.
If he cared, he wouldn't be living in Hamilton, Ohio. He wouldn't be living in like Montgomery County.
Right.
So I'm with you there. Like he doesn't. He is past the point of caring, and I think honestly, him talking about, doing comedy shows in a small town in Ohio and like getting called to task for it, I thought that shit was phenomenal. Hey, it looks like we have somebody joining us. Let's see what we got here.
Who's that?
Well, we're about to find out. We'll see how this goes. This is a first time caller.
What's up? What up, though?
Is he still on mute?
Yeah, he probably on mute.
I mean,
I'm good. I got it fixed now.
What's going on? How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm feeling great, man. How y'all feeling?
We doing all right, man.
Listen,
what's
holding on as tight as I can. That's it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Trying not to let them knock me off.
I mean, are we all?
See you still drinking out the glass jar there, Cliff.
It's my backwoods wine glass. It's my backwoods wine glass. I see Malk in there now. Did you just adjust something?
I'm working on adjusting some things.
Okay, I was about to say, now I see the
because we
shit.
added somebody else, so I got to change the screens and all that. You know, I'm good on the fly, Cliff. Give me a sec.
Listen,
Travis, what's going on, man?
am I in the right spot, or do I need to move with that logo?
I mean, if you would move over this way a little bit.
Which way is this
to
way?
your
This
left.
way?
To your left, yes.
Okay, so it'd be my right.
No, I'm saying your left. It's definitely your left.
This way?
Mm-hmm. You
It's
good.
my.
That's your left hand, Cliff.
It's my right hand. You're in reverse.
Oh,
You're
well,
looking in the
then
mirror.
the camera's flipped. There's a mirror image
Right.
on the camera. That's what's happening then. It's not me. On the screen, it looks like it's your left hand, sir.
Yeah, well, I know my hands. Just like I know how to count to 11.
Oh, fuck you, motherfucker.
All right, so that's all I'm gonna say. We'll just leave.
Do you
want
to play the? Never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone.
We'll leave that right there
I'm gonna
for
leave it
you.
alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
What's going on, Travis? Though.
Not much, fellas, man. Just got off work not too long ago. Working a new job now, so working weird hours, but I like it.
What hours they got you working?
So typically I work between like 12 to 8 or 2 to 10.
Okay.
So but right now I did a close tonight and I'm doing an open on Sunday, and then my store actually opens on Monday, which is literally right down the street from me.
That's what's up.
There you go.
I'm gonna have a 5-minute drive to work every day.
That's what's
that's
up.
not bad.
Can't beat that.
Well, you can beat that. It's called working from home.
Yeah, that is true. That is very
I have
true.
a 5-second commute up the fucking stairs.
It depends. Well, listen. My commute shorter than yours, and I'm still. But
Cliff just gotta walk out of bed. I'm here.
He got to roll over and turn on the computer. Like,
listen.
Roll over here,
Right.
touch real quick. Log in.
That's what's up, though. How long you been working there?
Almost 2 months now.
Okay.
there you go, getting a job during the vid. All right.
Yeah.
Listen,
I had to switch it up. I was working at my son's daycare, man, but they didn't want to give me a raise, but they wanted me to do extra work, and I'm not about that life. Like, you're not about to have me doing beyond my job description extra, but not pay me for the extra work. They're like, oh, well, we can look at something in like a year. I'm like, I've already been here almost 2 years and ain't got a raise for the 2 years I've been here, so now you're talking about another year?
Listen.
There you go.
I'm good.
Nah, you
Can't
good.
be doing that.
I get that.
I'm too old for that shit.
I know that's
understand
right.
that.
I've been working way too long. I've been working 20 years. You ain't about to not pay me what I'm worth.
Right.
There.
The time I put into the work industry.
No, I feel that. Shit.
Me and Cliff go back to the Toys R Us pop-up at Easton.
Right. That was before Carter was born.
Right.
That was the job, though, man. We used to fucking clown.
Yeah. Motherfuckers did kick it. Motherfuckers did kick it, ain't do shit.
All right, Cliff, you run this for a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. Quick question, Travi.
Yes, sir. What up, brother?
I want to know if you are, if you're hip. Where did the word blowjob come from? What are the origins?
What are the origins of the blowjob?
Of the word blowjob.
So I thought it originally started out as a drink, because I know it's a shot.
But they would have had to because they would have had to gotten the shot from the act, because the shot they put whipped cream on the top, and
That
they
is
say
true.
you're supposed to take it with your without your hands, right?
Right. But that's like the chicken before the egg, though. Did it come first, or did the actual?
Listen, let me say, who's putting whipped cream in liquor?
I mean, I don't know.
That's all I'm saying. I
We
feel
need
like
to find the first person that did that to figure that out because I don't know who the first person that thought was like, you know what go good on this liquor? The whipped cream.
Nah, they just trying to say because it's a blowjob, you put the whipped cream on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are we back on blowjobs again?
Yeah, I asked him.
If I knew the origin of it, I'm like, I'm pretty
he
sure
thought it was a drink first. I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think that. Is there any other drinks that have whipped cream on them?
I'm pretty sure there are.
I'm sure there are.
Some daiquiris come with whipped cream.
Well, that's different though. I mean, like a shot, like
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
So
like a mix, like a cocktail, like a.
I used to have an app that had like 800 shot recipes in it, and I'm pretty sure there were some in there that have whipped cream.
Well, I'm sure if it had 800 shot recipes, that it had something else with whipped cream in it. But
right. Actually,
yeah,
we invented our own back in the day. Me and Carl did. It was called a Banana Foster's. It was like banana vodka or 99 bananas, some sort of or Fireball and something else, and it tastes just like a Bananas Foster's with cinnamon. It had that. Oh no, it wasn't Fireball. It was a Goldschlager, and maybe a vanilla vodka.
First of all, I don't know what a Banana Foster's is. That's first.
It's a white folks dessert.
But okay, listen, I have no idea what a Foster's.
That's like a banana split with cinnamon and vanilla. It's like vanilla ice cream.
So,
I'm just telling you, it's kind of like a banana split. Yeah, same idea, but with you got cinnamon in there. So
we change it. So we'll steal this name and we'll just call it a Foster's now.
Well, Bananas Foster's it's the vanilla and the cinnamon that make it different.
Isn't that like that?
To find the origin of Clip right there. Who decided to call it a Bananas Foster's?
Listen, no, I know who it was. It was fucking Big Pharma.
It's probably true.
The same way they changed one molecule in meth and call it Adderall is the same way they said, let's add cinnamon and call it a Foster's.
There you go.
Fucking prick bitches.
So I got a question because I think I know that. How do you two know each other? So it sounds like y'all kind of worked. He worked together.
Uh-huh.
So is this the same dude you used to record with back in the day too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Travi, I gotta let you know something, man. I don't like you. I was Cliff's white friend way before you were, and I felt like you moved in on my territory back in the day. So
he said I was Cliff's white friend first. I didn't mean to steal.
I got a couple. I got a couple.
I know he's got a couple. I just want to say I was the first. So I want to call that out because it hurt my feelings when he started recording with you, and I just wanted you to know that back in the day it hurt my feelings. And
also, men have
because men are allowed to have feelings.
You could have came and joined us, bro. You could have got down and listened. And
no, I appreciate it. Really, I'm doing this for the jokes, but I thought it was funny because I did feel that way for a minute. The first time Cliff came over with the song, he's like, yeah, man, I recorded this with my man Travis back in the day. I'm like, excuse me?
That's very racist, sir. You can't limit your black friends to only one white friend. That's called segregation. That's called segregation, and you're the segregator.
Well, I'm glad you went segregation instead of slavery. So that's good.
But no, he couldn't go slavery.
If I were to say you're only allowed to have one white master, I guess that would be a problem, I guess.
I mean, even if that's what you said, that doesn't mean that motherfucker got a whip and is bad enough to crack it.
That's true. There you go.
You hear what I'm saying? So
but Travis, I wanted you to know that, and now that we've got that out in the open, you're welcome to join us anytime.
Oh, for sure, bro. You guys are fucking awesome, man. I love watching the shows and shit. You guys, like I said in the post when I shared it, man, you guys got your finger on the pulse or something close to it.
Listen, I appreciate that. We try and do something.
We trying. We have a good time.
You guys definitely have a good time. I see it, man. The way you guys interact with each other, man. It's awesome.
Oh no,
Listen.
and we've been giving each other shit for 30 years now, so it's all good. Because again, he was my friend first. Moving on.
Segregation. You just as bad as fucking.
Did you see Matt chimed in? My brother chimed in with Bananas Foster's is from New Orleans and it's served with a dark rum en flambe. There you go.
Oh really?
There you go.
Who was that?
That was my little brother,
Matthew.
Little Reg.
My guy Matthew. How do you do?
I've asked him to come on the show, and he's never responded to me on that front. So you know
He hasn't.
Nah, he's a bum. It's okay. We forgive
It's all
him.
right. You know, they come around when they come around when they feel comfortable. No pressures. No pressures. Oh, I meant to tell you, I actually texted you back and never sent the message, but I listened to that beat. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like
cool.
it. It's too slow. It's not. It's not. Yeah, it's too slow. It's not on the same. It has a similar vibe.
I can try to speed it up to see if we can change the tempo of it.
Okay, you can do that. You can do that and see if that works.
Well, all right. So
but I would also say be on the lookout as well.
Okay.
In case something else fits more, but that may work. That may work. Speeding it up may work.
So
okay.
Travis, I've seen a fair amount going on in social media over the last couple of days. Sounds like you got something popping too. Like I want to give you the opportunity to talk about it a little bit. So
yeah, I forgot all about that.
Sounds like you've got
I got the album coming soon.
Okay.
Is that you? What's her name? Or is that
you're
just
not getting
you?
pulled over, are you? You okay?
No. I'm up at
He's
the
white. He'll be
station.
all right.
He's white. He'll be fine.
You said you're at the Shell station.
Yeah, but the Shell gas station. I just got me something to drink. My son's sleeping, so I was like, I'm gonna let him sleep. I'm gonna have some me time. I'm gonna check out your guys' show.
There you go.
I know that's right. Shit, I ain't mad at you.
But yeah, the album's just me. It's my debut album. I do got some features on it and stuff. I got a few homies and stuff, and it's coming along real nice, man. I got almost all the songs recorded, and I'm up to almost 9 that have been mixed and mastered, ready to go for the album. So
awesome.
Here in probably about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe I should have everything done. And
is that what you was trying to put that track on?
No. I want to put it on the next. I want to put it on the next project.
I was about to say.
So
there's not enough time now to try to cut that now. I want to put it on the next project.
Okay.
So it sounded like you said like 4 or 5 weeks. Is this something that you're hoping to drop in January?
Yeah, I want to try to drop it on my son's birthday, January 14th. That's the official release date I'm going for.
So, Mr. Jennings, I think that is episode 51.
That's not.
No, that would be 52. That would be our year anniversary.
Oh, is that the 14th though?
No, it's not the 14th exactly. So the 14th is that middle of the week?
That's a Thursday, I think.
Okay.
So yeah.
So my birthday would be episode 51. So episode 50 we already said is New Year's Day. 51 is my birthday, and then 52, so our year anniversary would be the day after he drops this. You want to schedule him for our 1 year show? We're talking about this live on air. Let's fucking do it.
I'm down, man. I'm definitely down to talk about the album and give it a listen and promote it. I
don't know if I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but I don't know if I want to do that for our year anniversary.
So let's plan on, if we don't do it the day after, let's do it the week after. Would you be down for that, Travis? We might have to do our own shit. We might have to do our own shit on the year anniversary.
Yeah, I didn't want any.
No, that's cool.
I didn't really want anybody on the year anniversary.
You just wanted to be me and you. That's cool.
Right.
I'm down with that. And then Travis, let's plan on having you on the 22nd then, which is actually closer to the real year anniversary, but it's weird because of dates. But
right.
All right, cool. Well, let's plan on that.
So it would be, or would the 22nd be the year anniversary?
Episode 52, which is 52 weeks. There are 52 weeks in a year.
Right.
Would be the 15th. And it's just the way the weeks fall. So our actual 1 year would be the 23rd. But because of the way the weeks fall, we're a week ahead. Unless I miscounted somewhere.
Because this year was a leap year.
Right, that's what it was.
Okay.
So we're a week off.
Because if this year wouldn't have been a leap year, you guys would still be on point. You guys wouldn't have had that extra week.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
So do we call 53 the year, or do we still do it on the 15th?
I say we do 15th as our 1 year anniversary because that's 52 weeks, and there are 52 weeks in a year.
Okay.
And then we say the 22nd is our first episode of season 2.
Okay, that works.
Does that work?
That works.
All right, run it.
That works. That works.
Be with us on the first episode of season 2 of Do Fools Agree.
Yeah,
that works.
Joining the fools, because we are straight up foolish on this shit.
Listen. Oh, I know what.
What do you got?
I got a new favorite podcast.
What you got?
The This Is Important podcast by the creators of the Workaholics.
Okay.
So is that like Adam Devine or whatever?
Yes, all of them.
It's
hilarious.
Is it?
When I say that shit is fucking hilarious, it's my new favorite shit. I also got hip to another podcast from that podcast called Solve. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I never heard of that one either.
It's a podcast where it's like they do like true crimes.
Okay.
But what they do is they explain it, like they act it out, and then it's almost like a
dramatization.
Right, and you have to select the guilty party.
So is it like interactive in the sense that they won't say who was guilty until the following week?
Very end? No, to the very end of the episode.
Live show, so you got to join live in order to end.
No, you don't have to join live. You can listen to old episodes. What'll happen is they'll do the story. Then at the end, they'll say that's the conclusion of the story. After the sponsors will get into
who was okay.
Right.
But if you want to influence it, you got to watch it live. So
I don't even know if you can influence it. I don't know. I don't even know if they have
a vote component.
Yeah, I don't even know if they have video to it. It might just be all audio.
Got it.
But I mean, it's definitely interesting. It kind of took an idea away from me that I kind of had. Not necessarily, it wasn't like anything like this, but it was similar. But I listened to the most recent episode, but I knew who that shit was the first 4 minutes the episode was on.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't even about like the police one. This one was from the criminal's point of view. So you were inside of a bank robbery and the police arrived right on time and somebody called them anonymously and you had to figure out who out of the crew called the police. And yeah, I knew the rat before the show even started.
I believe it.
I can point a rat out a mile away, Takashi.
Quit pointing at me, Cliff.
Listen.
Man. All right.
But yeah, no, those is I definitely like that. This is important. That's something, and it's fairly new. I think they only have like 11 or 12 episodes, but
that might be one to add to the list. I tell you what, like I'm still Schmodown and Schmodown related stuff, and I tell you what, I'm falling behind on that. Like the new job or the promotion.
Dave Chappelle was on Joe Rogan's podcast today.
Was he?
Him and Donnell Rawlins. I didn't get to listen to all of it yet, but
there's that one out.
Yeah,
too much good content out right now.
It is.
It's hard to break through.
I don't know. It just depends on what you're looking for, what lane you in, I guess. Cause no, you know what? You're right. Cause I mean, shit can flow by the wayside. You can completely miss out on something because there's so much going on with that. Yeah, I guess.
Well, and honestly, like, you know, that's where, I mean, we even have the same talk about our show. Like, we actually have a good base right now. We've got 50 subscribers on YouTube. We're up to about 10 or 12
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely. No, at the end of the day,
Always.
if our 50 subscribers on YouTube, if half of them got 2 people to join, we'd be at 100. So that's where it's like, you know, at the end of the day, my bigger push is for the podcast side because the podcast is easier to monetize and it's easier to get sponsorships through the podcast. We're up to almost 1,000. I mean, we're over halfway to 1,000 downloads on podcasts. Like, that's not quite where we want to be. Like, getting to 1,000 downloads on podcasts would be big for us, and that would be a big deal in terms of, like, we could actually not make serious money, but we can make enough money that we could, like, reinvest it type shit. So at the end of the day, you know, if you're listening to the show, you like what you're hearing, do me a favor and go subscribe on podcasts, even if you don't listen on podcasts. Like, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on Google Podcasts. Like, that's the shit that helps us out more than even the YouTube. Like, I like the YouTube stuff because I like to interact with the audience, and we get people like Travi joining us from the sense of, you know, if somebody's watching live and we want to pull them in, we can do that. But the power in this is the audio version on podcast the next day. And honestly, we've had some funny shit tonight, so go ahead and share this stuff, man.
Yes, it's been an all right episode.
I was getting ready to ask if you guys were on Spotify. I might have to go search and I might have to follow. And
please download and all that.
See, you ain't shit, Travi.
I didn't know you had the podcast on Spotify.
You supposed to be
I subscribed to the YouTube channel. I joined the YouTube live. I didn't know there was a Spotify podcast.
Mike is my one and only white friend.
I win.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I'm just playing. He said, "Oh, that's fucked up." No, I'm playing.
As soon as I get out of this, I'm gonna go to my Spotify account. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna like, and I'm gonna subscribe.
Here's what I will say though, Travis. I will give you one win. I will give you one win. You're a better rapper. No doubt about it.
Thank you, sir.
I am very much a producer and fuck you, Cliff. And I am producer and bankroll is what I am. And I'm willing to acknowledge that.
And I ain't never been mad at either. You hear what I'm saying?
I'm a marketer. I'm not a lyricist. I'm a marketer.
Well, listen.
Oh man.
Market me a what's it called before you find me on OnlyFans.
I mean, I think that would be a good business for you. I already told you we could get you on the Patreon.
Listen, might be working with the blowsies and floozies here in a second. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. We got like we're at 1 hour and 50 minutes. What do we got to roll out the last 10, 15, 20, something like that? What you got in mind? This is
you know what though?
With no topics. What do you got?
I need you to do me a favor. Is Cameo an app?
I believe there's an app for Cameo. Yes.
Okay.
I want to get Ice-T on our show. That's my goal for our year anniversary.
Ice-T?
Ice-T, straight from SVU.
No, I don't talk to police. I knew you was into passion, man. I knew it. I knew a rat when I smelled
He's not really a cop, Cliff.
Yep, no, I don't do cops. I don't do cop impersonators. I don't do security guards. I don't do top flight.
I said top flight.
I don't do none of that shit. You know now, I'm gonna have to get on there and check it out for real. Only reason why I asked is because your boy Adam DeWine's on there, and I feel like he's big, and I believe he said on the podcast he hasn't gotten one yet. So I feel like.
What do you mean? Like he hasn't gotten a request yet? But is he a Zoom person or is he a like?
No, I don't know. I didn't
the messages or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's just like shouting people out for like shit, or if he would hop on for a second. But that's what I'm saying. If we could get a 15-minute Zoom call with him, I'd definitely pay a couple $100. What's good, baby?
I don't think he's on, dude.
He said he was.
I mean, I'm not seeing him. It's Adam, right? It's
Adam DeWine or Divine. Is it DeWine or Divine? I think I'm getting them confused with the governor. Yeah, it's Divine, I believe.
Adam Devine.
I got him confused with the governor in this bitch.
Adam Devine is not on Cameo.
That lying son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to find him and tell him about himself. Right after I said I'm gonna have to say I'm a big fan, but you lying son of a bitch. I thought you was on Cameo.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like he is. Because I'm looking up Adam even, and Adam, he's not on the list of Adams.
That is just not what I expected.
That's disappointing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a couple.
They were talking about Dune on their podcast too.
What was that, Dune? All right, that's my shit.
The actor raised his son to play him in the future.
Wait, what?
That's what they said something. I don't know if I misunderstood. But they were talking about Dune, and I guess the dude who played in the first Dune had a son and raised him to be the guy who played the new Dune.
But that's not what happened, right? Because the new Dune is Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who plays what.
And honestly, I don't know when we're gonna see that movie either. Like,
I don't know who plays
enough, Wonder Woman is finally coming to HBO Max here in December, which I'm excited about. But...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. But yeah, that dude.
What's that?
They're doing a theatrical and HBO Max release.
Yeah, they're doing a dual release. Yep.
A theatrical. Wait, what?
It means they're putting it on theaters and on HBO Max at the same time.
I thought it was already in the theaters.
No, it was supposed to release. So Wonder Woman 1984, the second one. The second one was supposed to come out in the summer, and they pushed it to the fall.
What's her name? Gal
Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, it's coming out.
Isn't that sexist? Sexist fucking parents. Like, what do you want to name her? I don't name that gal whatever you want to name her. Name her gal. I don't give a fuck.
Gadot? I don't fucking know. Gadot? I don't know. I don't know Gadot.
Where's she from?
I think she's Lebanese.
I was about to say I thought it was something Middle Eastern, but Lebanese might be right.
I think she's Lebanese.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay, Wonder Woman.
Facts.
Well, before she was Wonder Woman, she was Han's girlfriend in the Fast and the Furious.
That's right. She was in Fast and Furious.
Well, who's Hans?
Han, the Chinese dude from the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, that's who that was.
Yeah, bro.
Ew. Was she skinnier in that?
Yeah, she was.
Well, she's more buff now. She's Wonder Woman. Come on. Now.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I think she's a little skinny in that.
Muscles going.
I like her with a little more meat on her bones.
Me too. Generally speaking, that's generally how I like.
Right, in general.
Not a big fan of the skinny ones. Although I'll tell you what, whether it's Rose Byrne, Keira Knightley, or Natalie Portman, they could all get it. Like those three.
Now listen, there are certain
skinny
girls that I'm like, ooh, I like that, but I don't. I'd RSVP that.
Good callback. Well done.
I definitely RSVP, but I can't think of one at the moment. Well, I told you that Jeannie, Christina Aguilera.
True.
She was. I like the skinny Aguilera. I don't like the bloated one. The bloated one looks like a racist.
I don't like thicker Christina
pageant
Aguilera.
mom. She looks like a racist pageant mom.
But she's Mexican.
like she wears. I don't give a fuck what she could pass for whatever the fuck she wanted to. So that don't make you too Mexican to me. Listen, I don't care if you're Mexican and you could pass for anything other than Mexican. You're not Mexican.
I don't think she's Mexican. I think she's Italian.
Aguilera sounds.
Yeah, I thought that was more Hispanic.
Hispanic.
So the last name is Hispanic, but I think she's Italian though. I don't think she's actually Mexican though.
Okay. I'm gonna look this one up. Aguilera origin.
Yeah, and I bet her mom's a floozy.
It is a surname of Spanish origin.
But I mean, he said that, but that don't mean that.
That doesn't mean that. Yes, exactly.
That she is per se.
That's
well,
true.
I mean, that would have to mean that she is at some point, right? Somewhere in that genealogy, there'd have to be
name.
some right.
Well, if you
Her
know,
last name's probably
Italy,
her last name's probably
Spain and Italy
Nash.
are close to each other.
Like that. Christina Nash, and they like, nah, you need to be a little more spicy than that, little bitch. Let's give you Aguilera.
Speaking of spicy and nicknames, there's somebody that we used to know with the last name that was very common as Smith that I've been talking to recently about my mortgage payments.
Uh-oh.
So I might have to talk to you about that one offline.
Uh-oh. Not spicy.
Uh-huh. Nope.
She's spicy?
I mean, back in the day we thought she might be.
I mean, now is she spicy?
I mean, right now I'm dealing with her in a very professional setting, and I would never say that about somebody in a professional setting. So
I completely understand, man.
It's not somebody that I work with directly. Like, she doesn't work at my company, but yeah. Anyways,
Bruh, you are Ice-T's informant, ain't you? I don't need all that information. All you gotta do is listen. When you said a common last name that we grew up with, that was the first last name that popped in my head. Didn't have a first.
You didn't have a first name to go with it?
Not immediately,
But
and then
I
thought about it. Yeah, no, I did a while ago.
So you know who I'm talking about. All right.
That's why I asked if she's still spicy. Because clearly she knows about mortgages and shit.
Right,
you know?
Exactly. No, because I'm finally biting the bullet and moving into a good school district. So
listen, I heard about that. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, baby.
my goal is to live close enough to Livingston Avenue that you won't get pulled over coming.
Okay,
to my
that's
house.
what I was exactly about. I was about to say I will be remote from here on out. You move into Bexley.
From here on out. I hear you. No,
I'm not coming to Bexley.
My goal is to live close enough to Livingston Avenue that you only got to come like a block in.
Okay, that works. I can do that. You gotta keep, you just gotta keep me comfortable, baby. Because listen,
there's actually a house that just popped on the market that we were like, my wife and I were both like, let's fucking look at it. Like we were both on board. So.
Oh, and I'm not mad at you at all, my brethren. I'm just saying.
No, I understand. Trust me. That's part of my decision criteria. It has to be close enough to the fringes of Bexley that you can get away from Bexley jurisdiction should the Bexley police show up.
You hear what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Otherwise, this will be my new seat for the podcast. Right?
We are always remote. There is no more in-person shows.
Listen, and it didn't take COVID to end it. All it took was BPD. You hear what I'm saying?
I hear you on that.
Fuck that.
I ain't mad
Fuck
at you.
them.
Well, I will tell you for certain I'm not moving into Central Bexley. It's either north or south. Either you can get to me from 5th or you can get to me from Livingston. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Do they go all the way? Okay, yeah, you can hit 5th, huh? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because 5th goes all the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think about that.
So either you can get to me from 5th.
Damn, Bexley is surrounded by the hood, ain't it?
I mean,
now them is the Republicans that be like, we just need to make sure we don't go. Let's just stay safe, okay? Because
they're the ones that have we support Black Lives, or they have Black Lives Matter signs and Bexley Police Department signs in the same yard, and I'm like, those are conflicting interests. You realize that, right?
Ain't fooling nobody. Y'all bitches ain't fooling nobody. Give me a reason, and I'm sending everybody to the motherfucking Bexley. What's that theater right there next to
Drexel.
We meeting at the motherfucking Drexel, if I say so. I'm gonna bring the whole neighborhood out there.
I will tell you, I've had my hand slapped for criticizing Bexley on this podcast.
Have you?
Yes.
By somebody who's never lived here before.
by somebody who works in the district.
Right, but but you ain't lived here long enough to know.
She ain't been here long enough. Yep.
Take that hand slap back, baby. We speaking from experience. We went to school out there.
We did. Oh goodness! All right, so we're at our 2-hour mark. This has been a good show, Cliff. Actually, we'll pass it to Travis first. Travis, and tell the people where they can find you on Spotify, on all that shit. Go ahead.
Oh, you can find me everywhere. I'm streaming on all platforms right now. My first 3 singles off of the Wait Is Over album. You can
What
check
they
me
gotta
out. All you
search?
gotta do is search Travi Awesome. TraviAwesome.
Good shit.
I'm on
Good
Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Pandora, everything.
Awesome.
Check you
Well,
out.
we will have you on within a week or two of your album dropping. Mr. Jennings, what do you got? Take us out.
We'll get to the rest later. I didn't go through all my songs, but it's all right.
I tried to take you back to your songs like 4 times.
No, you didn't. You ain't trying hard enough.
No, you didn't.
No.
Well, as long as I'm your white friend, it's fine. Go ahead.
I don't know. You ain't helping out too much. I thought I'd be more beneficial to have a white friend. Right now, we just got 50 subscribers. And I'm just playing.
I will end you.
You'll
I
Well, this
will
white friend is
cancel
going to tell
you
a friend
right
to tell
now.
a friend to tell a friend.
Do that, sir. You back in the runnings, baby.
All my subscribers, if you're watching, subscribe to this channel. Check them out.
You
And
We
know.
the
appreciate it. Thank you. And with all of that,
Love everybody.
love everybody. If you have been listening tonight, do us a favor. Give us a share. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. We're at 50 subscribers here on the YouTube. The bigger deal is how many downloads can we get on the podcast. So if you're a typical YouTube viewer or a Facebook viewer, do us a favor. Go find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that shit. We appreciate you all for listening tonight. And again, do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, all that shit. And with all of that being said, I've been your host, Michael Reggie, a.k.a. At The Geeky Coach. My man, don't follow too close, Clifford Jennings, and Travi Awesome joining us for the evening. Peace out, fools. We appreciate y'all.
Peace out.
Fuck your mothers.
Killing me.